Missing Euphoria already? Well, you're not alone, and unfortunately, there's a long wait before any new episodes will be hitting our screens. There's been a lot of stuff going around about the Euphoria series, most of which is false. However, in this video, we'll be talking about the recent award nomination that the show has been given. Stay tuned. First up, Euphoria award-nominating fight. Fans were shocked by the fight between Alexa Demi's character Maddy and Sydney Sweeney's character Cassie. It was one of the most talked about parts of the Season 2 finale. Now, the fight is even more well-known because it's up for Best Fight at the 2022 MTV Movie and TV Awards. There are 5 nominees in this category, and this fight is the only one from a TV show. The 4 other nominees are all from action-adventure movies or Marvel Studios superhero movies. Cassie and Maddy used to be best friends, but in Season 1 of Euphoria, they started fighting because Cassie started seeing Maddy's ex-boyfriend Nate Jacobs behind their backs. Maddy kept telling Cassie how sad she was that she and Nate had broken up, but Cassie pretended not to care because she was falling in love with Nate. As Maddy mourns the loss of her first love and best friend, her anger starts to take over. This leads to the epic fight in the last episode, where Maddy finally gives Cassie what she deserves. It's real, it's raw, and it's something that many people go through every day, and that might be enough for HBO's Euphoria to win the Golden Popcorn Award at the 2022 MTV Movie and TV Awards. I'm rooting for them. Now that we've talked about that, it's time to get to the main course of this video. We'll be talking about the fun stuff that was revealed in the recent Variety interview between Andrew Garfield and Zendaya. Stay tuned. First, they both enjoyed filming with all the other Peter Parkers. In the interview between both cast members of Spider-Man: No Way Home, Andrew Garfield tells Zendaya, "I loved filming it with you so much." He referred to a scenario that involved numerous versions of Peter Parker. It would appear that that particular sequence was the very first item that the two actors shot together. It was a pretty cool moment when Andrew was able to stop Zendaya from falling to her death. Although I would have preferred the saving to be done by Tom Holland, I think it was the perfect time for Andrew to redeem himself. Garfield and Zendaya both expressed their satisfaction with the scene, with Zendaya praising the amount of joy it offered to others, while Garfield reflected on the significance of the event. In Andrew's words, "I love the idea that maybe Tom's Peter would have suffered the same fate as Andrew's Peter if Andrew had not somehow come into that universe and learned from the mistakes of the past." The interview between these two fan favorites was amazing, and this is just the beginning of all the fun stuff that happened. So stay tuned if you don't want to miss out on what we have for you. Next, Zendaya and Andrew both love acting since it allows them to help other people. It would appear that even someone as successful as Garfield occasionally has the feeling that he's not contributing enough to the betterment of the world. Garfield says, "While we're having this conversation, my brother is in the middle of treating COVID patients, and here I am wearing a gorgeous jacket and chatting about Spider-Man." Garfield also mentions that he has an acting instructor who stresses the significance of delivering performances that are healing to the audience. He quotes this instructor as saying, "If it's not healing, then we're not doing it right." Zendaya repeats the views expressed by Andrew Garfield regarding the significance of providing performances that can heal and bring joy to viewers, and she adds that assisting other people via the medium of her performances is very important to her. She says, "I think for me, being in service of other people's healing through my job means that what I'm doing makes sense." Sometimes hearing how much effort these actors put into their art is heartwarming. I really hope we get to see them in movies very soon. And now, Zendaya and Andrew share a joke behind Tobey Maguire's back. During the conversation, Zendaya referred to an inside joke that she and Andrew Garfield have about Tobey Maguire's weird forearms. Zendaya said, "Forearms," and Garfield replied, "Good joke bank you got there in that noggin of yours." Of course, it's an inside joke, so we don't really know what these two are talking about. However, I would love to ask them personally to reveal what's so funny about Bully Maguire. Have you figured out the joke yet? I'd love to know in the comment section below. Next, Andrew adopted an American accent on the set of Spider-Man. During the filming of Spider-Man: No Way Home, Andrew Garfield remained in character to such an extreme degree that Zendaya reportedly kept forgetting that he is of English descent. When it came to Garfield, it was important to maintain the character's credibility and be consistent while on set. Andrew revealed that because of his accent, he did not want to throw off his internal system, and he also did not want to throw off the system of other people. That was the reason he stuck to an American accent. I wonder which is more difficult, learning a new language or an accent? Leave your thoughts in the comment section. And now, Zendaya does not wish to have a career in the music industry. Zendaya got her start in the entertainment industry by playing a singer and dancer on the Disney Channel show Shake It Up. Since then, she's released an album and made guest appearances on multiple songs from the Euphoria soundtrack. Despite all of these accomplishments, Zendaya has stated that she is content to focus on her acting career rather than pursuing a career in music. She says, "As an actor, there's a certain level of privacy that I get to have, which is something that I truly like. And the best part is that nobody needs to know about any of this because it's all going to be done through a character." On the other hand, she claims that as a pop star, it's all you all the time. Pretty smart if you think about it. Nonetheless, I think she'll do really well in the music industry. Did you know that Tom Holland was worried about working with Tobey and Andrew? It was revealed by Zendaya that her boyfriend Holland was so worried about Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire appearing on set. According to Zendaya, the man's exact words were, "I do not want to step on anyone's toes." However, it would appear that Holland never let his anxiety show, and both he and Zendaya were seen hanging out with Garfield and Maguire throughout rehearsals. Holland's concerns did not prevent him or Zendaya from engaging in their typical antics while they were on set, however. Zendaya shares that they were like, "I think they don't know how much fun we like to have when we're performing. I don't think there's any way you can work with Tom Holland without expecting some fooling around. However, we can't deny that the actor is very good at his job." Next, the first acting job that Andrew ever had was in a commercial. Although Garfield is currently making millions of dollars from his on-screen performances, his first acting part was actually in a commercial for Doritos that was filmed in Spain. He walked away from the performance with $2,000, which must have seemed like a fortune to him at the time. "I believed I was done," he says, adding that he handed his dad the check and added, "I do not need to work at Starbucks for the next week. I thought I was done," he adds. Garfield says that he was not ready for his first role as Spider-Man when he played it. Who would have thought that a Doritos commercial gig would aid him in getting a place in one of the biggest movies that ever hit our screens? He must have done exceptionally well in that commercial. And finally, in Season 2 of Euphoria, Andrew had some worries about Zendaya. Zendaya's performance as Rue in the second season of Euphoria is a grueling exploration of the agony of addiction. After viewing some of her character's more painful scenes, many people, including Andrew Garfield, were concerned about the actor's well-being. "I was like, are you okay? How did you make sure that you were okay while you were doing that?" he asked, specifically referring to the 5th episode, which focuses on Rue seemingly reaching rock bottom. Zendaya acknowledges that she was afraid to shoot the episode and that she did get a lot of texts from people checking in on her, which she loved. "It is tough," Zendaya says, admitting that the situation is challenging. She then continues to say that her aim was to try it as humanly as possible without ever shying away from the tragedy and the ugliness of what that may generate. "Normally, when I want to watch some great acting, I watch movies from the 80s and 90s because their performance was too authentic." However, Zendaya's acting in the Euphoria show has been nothing short of perfection. So, if you were close to her after watching episode 5, you would definitely check up on her. Well, that's it for today. Thanks for watching. See you next time.